This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-winning, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
How's it going, everybody? RoyL the Great here, and we're playing Stanley Parable. And I'm going to mostly just go with the narrator, indulge in what he's saying. And I know how to get to some of these endings, so we're just going to do the normal ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So we're going to follow what he says the first time, and we're going to do the opposite of what he says the other time. And I'm going to do 2 endings per video. We're going to try to get them all, and I guess this is going to be our first choice.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Right. So he's going to go what he says this first time.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
This game is funny. Now, I know that's not an ending, but that's something I'll save for later.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Yep, completely random. Here we go. Okay. This game is so weird. I know how some of these endings can go, and next episode I'll do my favorite one. But this game is so creative. I love it.
Deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
I have a feeling that this won't go on for long, so I'm just gonna go what he says.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Alright. If you say so, boss. Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Well, I feel like I do. I mean, my finger's getting tired from pushing W, but you know, I think I can make it.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh, I bet. I wonder what this business sells anyway, but they probably sell like shampoo products.
This mind control facility
Body conditioner.
was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Oh, probably. I see where you're going with this.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
Never.
It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible?
I don't know.
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Oh no, I can see just fine, but
Here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
oh yeah, for sure. I will do that just for you. Am I playing? Oh yeah.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
I don't know.
Yes. He had won.
I won.
He had defeated the machine.
I defeated the machine.
Unshackled himself from someone else's command.
I am unshackled.
Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Once it all goes down. Actually, I wonder what happens if I go back. We'll save that for later. Okay.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Oh, that was the happy ending. Now we're gonna do the bad ending. I don't know how to really do the bad ending, like I don't know what to do when we get there, but when we do, we'll see. I don't know how it could be a bad ending when I turn the machine on, but we're gonna do it anyways. We're gonna see what happens. Loading, and here we go. Well, we don't need to listen to what he has to say again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh yeah, it's a very good lounge.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Oh, well, I would like to drink one of these cold drinks and 2, but apparently that's not happening.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Alright, I know that leads to a different ending, so we're just gonna go and turn the machine
through
on.
the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Oh yeah, we're doing the opposite, buddy.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Oh yeah,
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Don't interrupt me, narrator. Jeez. Wait. Oh! I didn't know you could go back here. Oh! No! What's this? We might go off track for a second. Oh, is this gonna be like that elevator episode of Gmod? Are we gonna get Eno? Ooh, maybe we can get our skeleton friend back. Oh, the narrator singing apparently. Okay. What happens if we press the button again? Oh. Oh, well, I'll look into that elevator. I don't know if it keeps going on and on or what. But we're here for one thing.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human
what was it?
life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody.
Hold on,
he began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation.
He says
but
different
his
stuff.
attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk.
Hurry up.
What could its purpose be?
Is it 2845?
In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
No, I'm in a rush, man.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy. So he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Oh, this is very calming. I might just fall asleep. Let me get into one of these chairs. I can't jump.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Oh yeah, I felt like I just took a 2-year nap. I'm feeling great. Alright, let's go then. Yeah. Okay. So after this ending, that'll be the end, and then I'm gonna post another video where we're gonna do my favorite ending and then just some random ending that I know of. Alright? Narrator, say your thing. Right.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yep. And I'll turn on the lights for you. You don't have to narrate that part. I can do it myself.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh, I definitely have the strength. However he pronounced it. Now I'll turn these cameras on. as well.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh yeah, I'm so startled right now.
This
I'm in a state of
mind
panic.
control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
It
Had
can't.
Stanley really been under someone's control all
I mean,
this
who would buy
time?
all these TVs?
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Oh yeah, this shampoo company
No.
must be
He
a good
refused
seller.
to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
No.
It was unthinkable.
Unthinkable.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it even possible?
I don't know.
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Well, like I just said, man, I am not blind.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need
Am I supposed to
understand,
leave?
there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then?
Wait, what?
Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making
Oh,
things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
I can't do
It's
anything.
your time to shine.
What am I supposed
you
to do?
are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
Oh, whoa.
A moment of solace.
That
before
symbol
you're
shouldn't be
obliterated.
there.
All right, I'm in a good
Oh, God.
mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them.
Wait.
I erased them. I turned off the machine.
Am I
set you
supposed to
free.
find the numbers?
Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink
one
into
was
the
over here?
ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better.
Oh, okay.
My goodness, only 34 seconds left.
What?
But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
Ooh,
These
thank
are
you.
precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
5.
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley?
I'm going to
Is it
win.
that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this
Is there
room was
6?
capable of turning it off? I mean, look
Wait,
at you.
what?
Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every
Aw,
little
dick
thing in
move.
this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten?
What?
Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a
10?
disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you.
Is there
that
6?
timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock,
God.
That's 30
Oh,
seconds
no.
you have left to strike. 30 seconds until
Can I go
the
turn the
big
button off now?
No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same.
I don't like
All
those
part of the
choices.
joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable
Oh,
life
God.
from the moment we fade in until the
Oh,
moment
no.
I say happily ever after.
So, can you not beat that ending? Is that why it's the bad ending? Okay. Well. Good game, narrator. You got me there. You made the monitors yell at me and such, so. Okay, once this loads, there we go. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Okay, so, thank you. That was episode 1 of Stanley Parable. And I will see you guys on the next episode. Please like and put a comment in the comment section if you really like it. And, yeah, show some people. I mean, I think this game is fun. People might think it's fun too. Okay. Goodbye.